YouTube. It's your host Axel Rose, the Shogun with the slogan, and you are watching MVP Magazine. And it is late at night, as always. It's like really late. Like, just gone 1 o'clock actually. Wow. Alright, I didn't know it was this late. So we're gonna try and do this as quickly as possible. But yes, people, it's been a long time since I've come out to hang out with you guys. What's good? Now we're going to go over the greatness of the gaming, but before we go over today's main topic, I just want to say shout outs to everybody that's watching the videos, liking, sharing, coming into the streams and stuff like that. Like, shout outs to the person who's just coming to the stream now. Really appreciate that. I really appreciate everyone that's been supporting my channel. So make sure you like, share and subscribe when you see this. Now, you guys know I'm a huge gamer. Like, I'm a huge PlayStation fan, and I'm a huge gamer as well. So just because I'm a PlayStation fan doesn't mean I won't pick up hardware from another console manufacturer. But being that I love the PlayStation and that the PlayStation is, you know, my preferred console brand at the moment, you know, I'm gonna go for any PlayStation hardware. So I say all of that to say, when the PlayStation Classic was announced, I was so hyped. Like, I was a 90s guy. Like, look, I'm a 90s guy. I was there when it first came out. I got my PlayStation on launch. I actually got my PlayStation on Japanese launch, to tell the truth. Thank you to my mother, who used to spoil me rotten, who still does spoil me rotten, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I got mine on launch. Like, it was something like £700 because it was so new. We got it on Japanese import, and I managed to get Street Fighter Alpha and Tekken, and it was like Virgin must have just picked up licensing it to come to be able to be played on a PlayStation and whatnot. And like, my mom was able to finagle away from me to be able to get it before release. So when I got my PlayStation, when it arrived, there was parents' evening, and we had massive certificates to give out for if you've been performing well at school, and I just purposely didn't go. And all the guys for my year, like literally all the boys for my year in high school, came over to my crib and stuff like that to see the PlayStation and stuff with Tekken and Street Fighter Alpha, because at that time those games were in the arcade. You literally had to pay to play those games, and I had them in my house, you know what I'm saying? So I'm saying all of that to say, when this PlayStation Classic was announced, I didn't care how much it costed. I was on board. I was definitely on board. But to tell the truth, the closer it came to release, the more I heard about it, the more just less enthusiastic I became about it. Now, I'm not a hater, do you know what I'm saying? I love, this isn't a Sony bashing video to say, oh look Sony, you guys did the wrong thing. But I'm not gonna lie, it does look like Sony tried the fast one. I'm not gonna lie, let's just keep it 100. Sony definitely tried a fast one. They looked and saw what Nintendo did, and they said, yo, we want a little bit of that money as well. We want a little bit of that pie too. Give us some of that gaming pie. Now, I might even go into a little bit of the Fallout 76 drama with this, because it all kind of leads into the same place, where basically these companies, now let me keep it real with you guys. You guys must know by now that to these companies, okay, my sound's working, had to make sure my mic sounds nice, but yeah, to these companies, we're nothing but wallets, you know, straight up and down. Even though they do some nice things for us, they give us the occasional discounts, or they hook us up with games that we might really want in franchises in franchises we haven't seen in a long time. These companies do see us as wallets. Like, that's their main thing. Like, that's their main part in our relationship. Their main derogative their main prerogative, their prime directive, if this was Robocop, their prime directive would be to extract capital, money, that moolah, that green stuff, those coins, those ducats, those M's, that paper from us. It's got nothing to do with, you know, advances. It's got nothing to do with them being our friend. It hasn't even got anything to do with advancing the art form of gaming or pushing gaming to another level. If people were still buying 2D platformers in abundance, we'd still be getting 2D platformers, you know? If Mario was selling like Call of Duty, believe me, Activision would be in the Mario business. Facts, they'd be in a Crash Bandicoot business, and that's probably the reason they're keeping them around, just for that one day where they're thinking, okay, he might be of use to us now. Let's use him. You know, that's the way this business works. And you know what? You can't even really be angry with the game, because that's what it is. That's the way. How can you really be angry at the game, at the way the game goes? But I'm not gonna lie. Since this whole generation began, with the whole advent of DLC and microtransactions, it seems like all these companies have taken a kind of venomous approach to their relationship with us. And this, don't worry, this all does tie into the PlayStation, because now, as well as seeing us as wallets or sources of income, now they're kind of seeing us as idiots or people without the self-control to pass up a bad deal. Like for instance, Nintendo on their online, their online service is garbage. I'm literally thinking about cancelling it. The only reason I've kept it around so far is for Smash. Like I've stopped playing Dragon Ball on the Switch and stuff like that. Not like entirely, but as much as I was before, because I'm just so busy at the moment now. But that, even with that being said, it's just, to tell the truth, there's hardly anybody online. It's not like I could always log in, get a match, and it's always, you know, on point, and you know, it's not like Xbox Live. There's no point. So if I get Smash, I'm thinking of getting Smash. I don't know if I'm going to get it on release day and stuff like that, because I don't know if I'm going to have time to play it. Also, I'm not going to lie, I really just got back into the N64, which is part of the reason I cancelled this PlayStation Classic, but we'll get into that when that comes. But either way, like, Nintendo Switch Online is definitely a bad deal, but Nintendo are counting, more than us needing online, they're counting on people just not wanting to miss out, you know? And to tell the truth, I'm kind of tired of that. I really do not need, I really don't see why these companies should take liberties with us. Like, just because we're fans of their products, or we may like their products, because at the moment, I would not like to consider myself a fan of too many things. That means you are fanatical about it, and there's not too many things in entertainment that I choose to be fanatical about, because nowadays that means if you're fanatical about something, they're going to abuse you. And it's nothing about forwarding the art. Like, let's say if you love games like Street Fighter and Soul Calibur, nowadays we know that it's all about simplifying things and making sure it's as mass market of a product. It's no longer about keeping the core happy, the core people who actually made these franchises successful happy, you know? So, talking about the PlayStation Classic more specifically, it seems like Sony, even though they're riding higher at the moment, doing so many things right with the PlayStation 4, bringing us so much greatness as far as exclusives and services and things like VR, things like SharePlay, things that we didn't even expect. But I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of bull. It's kind of bull that they're going out like this. It seems like they're taking advantage of their position. Just because Nintendo did a classic, they decided to do a classic. And to tell the truth, there's no finesse in it. For £90 or $100, there's no way you should be getting something like 20 games. That's ridiculous. That is, especially those 20 games. No way. The Nintendo Super Nintendo was like something like close. It was 60 pounds. Let's say 69, pushing it, and you get 30 games. That's 30 of the best, arguably the best Super Nintendo games. Now there obviously is some games that were omitted and stuff. Some games that some people would like to have, but you can't say that those games that are actually on there aren't slamming. You can't say, okay, they did a good job. You know. A lot of and plus you can add more games to it. It's like ridiculous. So you can have your perfect Super Nintendo arcade cavalcade in your house on a machine that can play on a modern television, and it's smaller. It's more convenient to have. It's ridiculous how Nintendo outdid Sony, and it's Sony's just lackluster approach to it. Now, have you guys seen the menu screen for it? Come on. Come on. This is supposed to be celebrating like 20 years of PlayStation, and that is the menu screen. There should have been animated backgrounds or something. There was no charm to it at all. It literally looks like they just pooed that out and they was like, yeah, they'll take it. You know? There's no finesse. What happened to the finesse, Sony? What happened to the love? Like that, like the Nintendo Classic looked like a labor of love. They look like, okay, yes, they look like they was trying to cut costs. Let's keep it real. Both of these companies were trying to cut costs. Let's keep it real. That's part of business. But at least the Nintendo Classic looks like it was at least some form of labor of love. Like it was a hand-cooked meal, at least. Sony looked like they just put this in a microwave and just bung, and it was like, there you go, take that, microwave. It's a microwave console, you know. Sony microwave that so quick. They was probably already planning the PlayStation Classic 2 for $250. You wow boys. And like that game selection they've got on there. Now here's the thing. The game selection is always going to be difficult because they have to pay these developers basically. How they pay the developers is including it in the cost of the console most times. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the reasons it could be $90. And $100 if you're in the US, £90 if you're in the UK. Now, I kind of understand that. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm cool with the business side of that, but I'm not paying $90 for those games. If you're gonna pass the cost to the consumer, make sure you pass. It's worth it. There are certain things that's worth it. Right? Like with the Nintendo Switch, and we had to pay. They passed it on the cost. They more or less passed on the cost of the I forgot what it's called. Not council tax. Brexit. When Nintendo instead of taking a hit, like Microsoft, which I really respect Microsoft for, they more or less took a hit as regards the Xbox One X, so they could sell it at a competitive price over here, which was a very good idea, because if they tried to sell it for 500 over here, they would have sold even less than they have already. But Nintendo didn't do that, so and it doesn't look like Sony did. And if you're gonna do that, there's just gotta be a reason for it. You've just gotta make it worthwhile. Do you know what I'm saying? You've got to give us a reason to actually be like, okay, hey, we wanna. This is worth. You know what I'm saying? Going without for. But it doesn't seem like they did that. It doesn't seem like they did that. Well, I haven't played this in a while. I have not played it. Get ready for some complaining, people. Get ready for some complaining, for some salt. But yeah. Like, so far, I haven't heard. What the heck? What is this? What is this? What is this? How can a dual shot level be low? What trash? But yeah, I haven't heard anything good about this so far. Like Jim Sterling from the Jimquisition has pretty much destroyed this in his review. And even though that's what he does basically, you know, you can't always take Jim Sterling destroying something. Even though, to tell the truth, that's one of the things I like about him, because when he does go all out as regards to these kind of things, it's usually on our behalf. You get a lot of independent journalists that, because they're independent, they need the money and, do you know what I'm saying, and the security that third parties can give them from just saying, hey, say some good stuff about this game or this peripheral and we'll give you some money or some advertising, though. Do you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people take that bread. I mean, and I like the way that Jim Sterling keeps it real. Like, maybe that might just be an English thing, because there's a certain developed guy who works at IGN who had a little spat with Yong Yi. I know who you guys know I'm talking about, and he doesn't seem like he's for us at all. He is not for the game. Apparently, shout outs to my boy Dominic Diamond, all the people who know about him, the former presenter of Games Master. He went on record as saying that there's a certain company who has attractive women who will actually do almost anything it takes to make sure their game gets a good score, whether it's offer you money, publicity, or even a blowjob. Wow, these customers, and you guys wonder how Call of Duty gets a 10 every year, like gets good scores every year. That's how Call of Duty gets good scores every year. But anyway, let's get back to what we hear about. We know this industry is shady. I'm playing one of the shadiest games in the industry right now. But hold on. Hold on. Let me just make sure this is charging. I don't know what is going on with this thingy. Is supposed to be charging. Yeah, it begins to charge and then it just stops. I'm like, what? Oh, hold on. Sorry, people. Sorry. Technical difficulties. And then it stops. What is going on? What is going on? It was charging just a second ago, literally. And ironically, I haven't been playing on my PlayStation so much. I don't know why it's out of battery. I just come, pick it up, boom, out of battery. Typical nonsense. Okay. It's apparently charging now. Yeah, so wait. Yeah, so basically it just seems like there's just a whole lackluster approach being taken with the PlayStation Classic, and it's kind of disheartening, especially because Nintendo have already shown people the blueprint. They've already shown people, hey, this is how you do it. And the thing is, I'd actually like to see Microsoft do one. That'd actually be kind of cool, like an original Xbox. That'd actually be really cool. But yeah, I'm very disappointed in Sony, because it's definitely just a cash grab, straight up. I don't even want to hear anybody try and say anything different. Like, it's a cash grab. They didn't care about anybody. The thing is, I've still got my PlayStation and all those games. So it's like, well, I haven't got Jumping Flash, I'm not gonna lie. Jumping Flash is dope. I'd love to have Jumping Flash again. But not that much, not for £90 though. And the funniest thing is, like, like a while ago, I was tidying up, and my girl put some stuff away in storage, and I think my N64 and games was one of them. So I couldn't be bothered to go look through storage to go buy my N64 and the games and stuff, and I really just wanted to play some N64 for some reason. So so what happened? Oh, look at that, back to the scrub. So what do I do? What the? This connection is horrible. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And I did the dash punch right after. This game is terrible. Literally. But oh, give the scrub an F, but why don't you? Oh wow, that stops the exit. Oh, you can't punish or do anything in this game. I love it. And the worst thing about it is that I checked that, you could actually hear the button. You could actually hear me press the button. You literally hear me press the button. But whatever, this game is terrible. That guy's connection was so bad. But yeah, another example of companies just not caring anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? Capcom, they are one of the number one offenders of just not doing their job properly anymore. But anyway, so Sony, wow, Sony have just been in a #1 position providing hits, and it's not understandable why they actually do this, to tell the truth. Like, Nintendo have already gave them a clear pathway of how to do something like this. What? Oh yeah, of course I don't get my dash punch. This guy's connection is awful. Just another example of things that just terrible now, man. Whoa. Believe it or not, that was actually a super. Now it comes out. Oh wow, her eye was still glowing from doing her V-trigger, but I'm not playing that guy again, man. Like, his connection's too terrible. That was just too straight, real easy. I got nothing to prove. But anyway, so yeah, Sony. It hurts to see them do something so lackluster, especially at this point, because it feels like they're only doing it because they can. Like, let's look at first, okay, so we had that whole thing come out about Sony using PAL versions of the games in emulations. And that is actually kind of sucky, because that is just kind of cheap. That's very cheap. It shows that Sony are just like, yes, they've got to think about conserving you know, money and making sure it doesn't cost too much. I mean, it's not one of their main projects. This is something like more or less of a special edition. That being said, it doesn't mean they have to shortchange us, man. I mean, it doesn't make sense for them to just half-ass it, because yeah, we wanted to do something special for the 20th anniversary of the PlayStation, but we just didn't want to spend any money on it. Then why do you expect us to spend $90 on it? Do you know what I'm saying? Sorry, $100 minus tax. Do you know what I'm saying? So it just seems like a little bit of a rip-off. Like, so, because that affects the way these games feel. Now for me, I'm from the PAL region, so to me it doesn't really make much of a difference in the long run. Like, I'm not just gonna moan like to sound cool, because it doesn't really make that much of a difference to me. Like, the games are just gonna feel exactly the same like as they did when I was a kid, and I guess that's cool for nostalgia's sake and shit like that, but yeah, do you know what I'm saying? It's you know, it's yay, nostalgia. Now, it would be awesome if the games played better. Now, that's something that Nintendo did once again with the emulation on a Nintendo Classic. They made sure those games were emulated perfectly, even down to the sound. Nintendo weren't playing any games whatsoever. And if we look across at the Sony table, these guys barely got their ish running right. Like, it's really, I could imagine it being really simple. I mean, how hard could it be? Because basically, for those who don't know, the televisions back before we had digital television and everything was pretty much standardized as far as TV signals, no dash punch. We used to have, the UK and America used to have, and Japan used to have differences between them. With the UK and European televisions coming out slower, basically, we'd operate at 50 hertz, like 50 frames per second refresh rate, and Japanese and American TVs would operate at 60, but with a lower resolution, basically. That's why if you watch old shows from the 90s, UK produced shows, they'll still have a lot of clarity to them. And I don't know how that came out as a jump, but they'll still have a lot of clarity to them, almost like they were filmed in HD. Oh, jeez, I can't do a dash punch. Oh no, no super. Oh my gosh, no super again. Why is it making me jump? I knew he was gonna jump, and I was thinking, if he jumps, that's gonna catch him. I think if he jumped towards me, he might have been cool. But either way, he should have got caught by that on the end of the super. But anyway, back to the, so yeah, so refresh rate. So basically, you guys would get your games at 60 frames per second, and we'd get ours at 30. Now, I can understand if you guys were playing them before at 60 frames per second, you guys will want to play them now at 60 frames per second. It doesn't make sense. And I don't know why I didn't anti-air that. You know what I'm saying? It's like for us in the European regions, that's cool. And I don't, honestly, being that Sony's a Japanese company, I don't know how they can make that oversight. I mean, it doesn't make sense for them to just all of a sudden like cheap out with a feature like this, because this actually affects the way the games work. Oops. Yay! But yeah, these actually affect the way the games work. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't just overlook this. You know, sound options, sound emulation being bad. You know, you can't really overlook that. But the way the games feel and stuff, that's a big no-no. And for a bigger base of the customers, if they was going to look out for someone, they should have definitely looked out for the NTSC folks, because there's a lot more of you guys. There's a lot more of American and Japanese people that will feel the unnecessary weight and lag basically of these games, rather than wake up for the classic. Get off me. Oof. We ain't even giving you a round. No round brown, homie. No, good match, dude. Good match, dude. Get my casuals on so I can warm up. But, yeah. So, the emulation is running real slack on these games, like really slack. So, what are you gonna do? Like, these games will literally feel like they're running underwater to some folks. It's like, nah, there's... What's the point, like... You know what I'm saying? What's the point actually having this? This guy's ridiculous. Balrog! Balrog! I don't know what made me want to start playing with him and stuff like that lately. I think I've been watching too much Smug. Just duff dudes up. I just wanted to use a defensive character, to tell the truth. And abuse the hard kick button. Maybe I should be choosing Bison if I want to do that, right? He's got the best hard kick button. But anyway, yeah, man, it's just a shame about the PlayStation Classic. I was really looking forward to it, man. Like even the menus just look dry. Everything just looks like a cheap cash grab. And after what Sony's been doing, like this generation doing so well, it just seems like really like just unceremonious. And it's like, cool. I not for £90 though, man. Not for £90, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if they have them at game, and I can trade in a DS Lite and a couple of games or something like that, and get it for something like 40 quid or something like that, I reckon they're gonna drop the price on them. I wouldn't be surprised if we heard them dropping the price on them, because I ain't hearing good things about that shit. Like, no one online is saying, yeah, this is the ish, man, get this. You know what I'm saying? There's no, like, the only thing that, like, I've heard people say about it that's good is that it works, and it's like, okay, it's supposed to, you know? Like, what points do you get for building a console that doesn't work in 2015? You definitely don't want to be doing that when you want people to be buying PlayStation 5s, right? So, nope. Stop it. Stop it. You're not Abigaling me, alright? You're not Abigaling me. In your face. Oh, you me with the anti-like jab? That was supposed to be the super. And I stood up to block that. And he hit me with the mix-up like a genie. Yeah. And I countered him like an excellent bastard. Hit him with the block stomp. Wait till he jumps. Don't do nothing. He's gotta come to me. I'm gonna trick him. Okay, the trick didn't work. The trick didn't work. Good old dash punch.
You win.
It really didn't work, man. I thought that basically I tried to charge the the turn-in blow and hit him with it. Okay, this guy's going to run back. He went to the run back.
Round one. Fight.
Okay. But it's a shame, man. Because I'd really like to see Sony do the right thing with this console, you know? Oof. Caught him. Oof. Oof. Oh, he wanted to hit me with that. Yeah, you like to... Oh, that was supposed to be the super. Yes. Anti-air. That would have been so sick if the button I accidentally pressed came out. Ooh, there we go. That was the trick. Oh. See, because I was charging the and that was supposed to be wake up super. Boosh. Yeah, because he's already seen the dash punch, nobody's gonna expect to have a turning punch coming right after. That's that new school Balrog take. But yeah. So basically, after hearing all the bad news about the PlayStation Classic, because there was just too much building up, man. Like, I was like, it started to kill my hype. I'm not gonna lie, because this is what started happening. So when I first heard about the emulation, I was like, okay, that's bad, because I wanted to see these games upscaled. Because think about it, now we have digital TVs, they don't really have to do that as much anymore. You know, all they have to do now, because it doesn't matter which region it is, because everyone's can run games at 60 Hz on a TV, as long as it's digital, anyway, HD and whatnot. They could have been able to have these games at 60 Hz and everybody worldwide be able to enjoy them. Now, why they would take this 50 Hz versions, especially when everyone in the world can play them at the higher frame rate, makes no sense. The only thing that makes sense why they do that is money, but still, that makes no difference to me, because that's the way I played those games originally. So it's like, okay, I guess I can make do with that. But when I saw the presentation, like the lackluster, like they could have had something where when you zoom up on each game, the game zooms in forward and you get a history of a game. You get some trailers you get which magazine, which official PlayStation magazine the game was first featured in, because they have all, even though all of the games aren't all that, they have some of the game, a lot of the games have stature. Do you know what I'm saying? So they could have been like, yo, this is Jumping Flash, one of the first 3D platformers on console that did this, you know? But no, they just don't care. It's literally just a memory card screen from the Season 2 PS the Model 2 PlayStation, and it's like, okay, that's kind of cool. It's a nice idea. I see why you went for that theme, but it just reeks of cheapness. Like, I remember, that's not the one I had. Like, I had about 4 PlayStation 1s. That was the one I got from Japan initially, and after I got an English one, my dad got it for me. And then after, my ex got me one. And then one dude I used to run with in college, he was a hustler. We must have had to knock over a cab driver. If you guys know what that means. If you guys don't, you don't. But we knocked over, back in the days when we was knocking over cab drivers, we came up on some stuff, and one of the stuff was a PlayStation, and he didn't really do electronic stuff like that. He was like, nah, that issue's the devil. I was laughing at him, and I took it. You know what I'm saying? Knocking over cab drivers. I was a different guy back then. But anyway. What was I gonna say? Let's see if we can come up with some text. Okay. So that's what we call the 1-2. Now watch online, that just will never come out. But yeah, so the emulation didn't really bother me, but the presentation was one of the things that I was like, nah, I can't. And then when they don't even supply you with the plug as well, and you're charging a premium price for it, it's like, nah, man. So on top of that, I'm gonna have to buy a plug, and then there you are selling the official plug for the thing as well. Nah, man. No. You can't be here trying to maximize the T, fam. You can't be here trying to maximize the T, fam. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, you can't be doing that out here. You can't be doing that out here. If you're out there trying to maximize the T, where's the love? Where's the actual love? Where's the love for the consumer? Where's the love for the product? For putting out something good that you want to say is, okay, yeah, this is here to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the PlayStation 1. What brought us into the game? Boom. And then you don't do that. Now watch when Nintendo drop their classic here, the N64 classic. It's gonna sell out, fam. It's gonna be a next thing. It's gonna be crazy. Why? Because they're gonna put their effort in. Watch what they're gonna do. Exactly what I said with the game zooming in. They're gonna be like, Super Mario 64 is the game that revolutionized 3D gaming, and the cartridge is gonna zoom out in your face and it's gonna smash in your face. You're gonna be like, oh my god, my face! You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be crazy. And then look, you've got people cancelling their pre-orders. And then I'm not gonna lie, you got some people who still pick theirs up. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, because here's the thing, as a gamer, you kind of want to own everything, and there's this thing, like, you're scared that it's going to be sold out, and so, like, fam, like, with certain things, I'll get it, and, like, I get it, like, do you know what I'm saying? So I just paid a lot of money for a copy of Mischief Makers on the N64 today, because that's a rare game, do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, let me show you about this N64, so boom, as I said before, I have 2 N64s. The one that I originally got in the summer of 98 or 99, I can't remember. But it was really great, man. I was out with my stepbrother. Shout outs to him. And we must have went to just go and see a movie and ate lunch and stuff like that. And I must have had like something like £15 or something like that. Or £10 left or something. and we rolled up in computer exchange to see if there's any games there. And we see Japanese dude, long hair, our homie, used to call him Toshi, because that's what he just looked like. He up in the spot, and he's bagging it up, and it's like unboxed N64, discounted, £35. I'm like, what? Nah, I gotta get this. Because before then, like, even though the N64 had dope games, like, it just wasn't impressing me. I had both the Sega Saturn and the PlayStation, so I was good. And especially since I'm a heavy fighting game fan and stuff like that, it's like, the Nintendo weren't doing that. And I always had access to an N64. And it's like, I'd played Mario 64 before, quite most people, at an event called Live 95. I got quite an extensive pastime, and I was like, yeah, this is cool. And there was times when I had the money and chicks was gonna buy me one, and I was like, nah, do you know what I'm saying? I just got something else. There was a time when I actually got a Game Boy Pocket instead of that, and I do regret doing that because that was dumb. Do you know what I'm saying? That was actually dumb. But yeah, that was actually dumb actually. But regardless, fuck, that was actually really dumb. Regardless, so I'm up in the shop, and my brother has the game, and my brother has, like, I know he has more money on him, and I'm like, yo man, you gotta hook me up. And I know he's pissed, but he hooks me up. So I got it, and I'm like, oh no. But it's just in the bag, like a see-through bag and stuff like that. Just the console, wires, all the leads and stuff like that, and a controller. And why aren't I getting any matches? Is nobody playing this? Okay, that was crazy. Why did they just? Because that's why I'm not getting any matches. I'm here like, why ain't I got no matches? And then the settings is off. But yeah, so I'm there chilling. We're on our way back, and I'm just mad excited about, oh my gosh, I got an N64. I haven't got no games though, but I got an N64, you know. And then boom, I started collecting games. I had my stepdad, God rest his soul, he took me to computer exchange right after then, the other one back in our area. Like, it was like nearing the end of summer and stuff like that, and he was like, yo, if I get you this game, because it's like gonna be expensive, you ain't like getting no more money to go out. And I was like, yo, cool, got it. I was hooked up, I was good, I was in the spot. I was like, N64, we out here. And alright, wish me luck guys, rank up chance. And then after, some guy, he ended up being a really good friend to me. Started off as an enemy. Now he's kind of an enemy because he's on some weird-ish and stuff like that. He's kind of jealous of me. It's kind of weird. But, great. Oh, what? Okay, this is going to be one of those. His connection is awesome. Oh wow, his connection is awesome. That was really awesome. Oh wow. He's actually 3 for 3 on those. He's actually 3 for 3 on those, but this connection is terrible. I don't know if you can see it. It's just like jumping around everywhere. Oh, look at that. Nope. Just do it, huh? Wow, and he still got me? This character is really good. Just do it. Wow. Yeah, so anyway, so the other one, there's this guy called Corey. Oh my gosh. So yeah, Corey, we ended up getting really cool and stuff like that, and he was a massive Nintendo fanboy when we met. Like massive Nintendo fanboy, and we got cool over the course of time and stuff like that. Then he had a huge Nintendo 64 collection, like huge, and he let me like I was always supposed to buy it off him. Like I gave him the down payment of the money that I was gonna pay for it, and get out of here, scrub. No, good man. I gave him the down payment for the money, and then after a while he was just like, yo, you know what I'm saying? It's cool, just keep it and the games and stuff, and I really always appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Even though we don't talk now and stuff, but I always appreciate that. So yeah. But yeah, as regards but yeah, so they're in storage. Them and all the games, they're in storage now, do you know what I'm saying? So I needed, so over the weekend on Friday, the retro itch was just getting to me. I was like, F this, all these new games, come on, look at this. Like, why would you want to play new games when stuff like this happens? Do you know what I'm saying? So, oh, look at this. Do you know what's terrible about this game is that other people have, you don't, like, sometimes you will be the only person playing Street Fighter and your opponent is playing a completely different game. But I jumped so much there, but I have to because this guy is just unstoppable with the jump grabs. Oh, I didn't have enough meat, so cool. Yeah, I have to keep jumping because I'm scared of him doing that thing. Yay. See, you knew it. Nah. Jump, bitch. Gotcha.
You win.
Good match, dude. I just knew I was going to be able to get him with that thing. Woo! So yeah. So on the weekend, I was watching. So while I was working last week, I was watching some show called Game Sack. Love the show. It just made me think about the N64 and reminisce on those times when I was playing it. I was like, nah, can't be bothered to go and check the storage and stuff like that because that's just way too many spiders to deal with. Hell no. So let me go and check this game out. I checked, found that N64. I didn't want to pay anything exorbitant because it must be in really high demand because when I was checking for N64s a while ago, you can find them like really cheap, like 20, 30 the most. Now they're going for 50 to 70, so the retro scene's definitely booming. And this is unboxed and stuff. For boxed, you're not paying anything less than 100 unless you're going really far out of London, where money, you know what I'm saying, they look at money completely different because it goes a lot further. At £60 you could probably live in like for a month out there out in the Netherlands and well northern, you know what I'm saying, North England and stuff. You guys in America have those country bumpkin places. Anyway, so I go out there. Wow, this guy has got a lot of points. Let's go. So I go out there, you know what I'm saying, get the N64 for 25. Now he throws in an extra red controller for 5, which I appreciate. Does everyone throw in this game? Okay, yes. Oh, yes, 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 this. Oh, okay. Stop it. Oh yeah, everyone does throw. Everybody throws. That's all Kumas do. Okay, I need to find a way how to get out of that. Everybody throws. Sometimes. Oh, so you just did it, yeah, cool. No! Oh, come on, I take that. Oh, no, that I did wake up super there. Yes, it was scrubby, but I knew he'd be doing something. That was nonsense, man. Like, the throw game in this is really strong. But anyway, so where was I in the story? F this. Let me tell you the story. So, that is bull. He shouldn't be taking that many points from me. Actually, I'm not fine. Let's lose again. I was gonna fight him again, but he's taking way too many points for a win. To be at 5,000 and be taking 55 points? Whoa, that's crazy. Should be taking a lot less. And he's playing a Kuma. We ain't running that. We ain't running that. Where was I? Where was I? Where was I? So yeah, N64 up in the spot, you know. So the guy's real cool as well, by the way. He owns. So I go down to meet the guy. Pause. I go down to his area to go meet him. He's got like 5 M64s. He was a massive Nintendo collector back in the day. He's getting rid of some of the stuff because him and his wife having a baby and stuff. So I give him 25 for the console, which is a lot better than 50. So I give him 10 for 4 games. No. He was really looking to hold on to his games. Like, it was funny, he was a businessman in a suit. He owns an estate agent. It was so hilarious. But he was still, like, when he was going through the games, he'd sell me and stuff like that, yeah. Like, he picked out Mario and he was like, yeah, you're not getting any of the Mario games, I'll let you know that right now. If it says Mario on it, you're not having it. I was in tears. And remember, this guy's wearing a serious business suit and shit. So I ended up, like, the only thing he gave me was stuff that he had doubles of and stuff that he really didn't care about. So the game that he really didn't care about was Fighter's History. Fighter's Destiny, sorry. Which is really cool because I love that game. I really love that game, Fighter's Destiny. I really love that. It's definitely one of my favorite games on a system. Well, it's one of the old fighting games and stuff like that. So I don't understand how you can dash up to me and do a hard punch before my hard punch even animated. That's exactly what happened, you know. This game was ridiculous. But anyway, what was that? So yeah. So the dude says you're not getting the Mario games and stuff like that. He gives me FIFA World Cup 98. And that's pretty much for free, let's keep it real. Fighter's History, which I really wanted, and Perfect Dark, which I really wanted. He had 2 copies of that, and I'm really happy about that, because when I'm looking at the prices for that now, it's like those prices are really high. Like just like some prices I didn't want to pay, and I got that in with a bundle, like for do you know what I'm saying? Like for about £10. Forgot what the other game was. Oh shit. What's the other game, man? Hold on, let me just check. Because I've actually got the power here right now. Nope. So he could get that out before I could do my medium punch? No way. That was so the wrong button to press. I totally pressed the wrong button. Oh my god, I'm so drunk. Okay. And 1080, that was the other game. I was thinking, what was the other game? Now, Perfect Dark and 1080, those are games that aren't as rare, but do you know what I'm saying? Those are games that you kind of want to have, if you know what I mean. Do you know what I'm saying? You want to have them in your collection. And the thing is, I do have them in my collection already and stuff, but I just don't know where my stuff was. It's in storage, and I just don't want to go through that shit. So anyway, so I got those 4 games for £10. So let's do the calculation. I got the N64 was 25, and those 4 games were 10. Now let's make it fair. So on the weekend, while I was out doing my thing, I did a little shopping, and I also did a little eBaying as well, because I really want to play Castlevania again. Now I didn't even have that originally. Like, I borrowed that of one of my friends back in the day, but I never owned it. Do you know what I'm saying? So I went Castlevania 64, so that was about £12, and I ordered Mortal Kombat as well, which was £10. Mortal Kombat 4, and I ordered also ordered a memory card, which was £5, and I ordered what's it, Wave Race, which was £3. So let's add the cost of those together, bar the memory card. So we got 35 already, £10, 45, £10 for Mortal Kombat, so 45, £12 for I done another £12 for Castlevania, which still hasn't arrived yet, so that better arrive tomorrow. I'm gonna start kicking off. So that's 57, and Wave Race was £3, 61. Yeah, cool. So £61. Now it's not as many games, but it's the real hardware. It is the real hardware with 2 controllers. Do you know what I'm saying? But let's continue. Let's just continue. Now over the weekend, I was out while I was doing my thing, as I said before, and I was like, okay, let me see what they got. And they had, in Computer Exchange, they had Zelda for £12. And F-Zero for £8. Oh my gosh, I forgot I didn't have the EX. Damn. Good. I should have been more patient. But and what was the other game? F-Zero. And why did I press the wrong button? F-Zero was £8. Soda was 12, and what was the other game? Not Pilot Wings. sorry, I don't know. Yeah, Lilac Wars, that's it. Lilac Wars was 5. So let's add those up. 5 or 5. What was the total that we had already? 61. So 71, 73. And he's lucky I'm doing the math. 73. And then with Zelda, it's 85. So with Zelda, it's 85. And then I also got 2 other games after. Pilot Wings and International Superstar Soccer for both in a deal for like something like £8. So for £93 more, £3 more, I've got like probably a selection of all the best N64 games minus a couple like Donkey Kong 64, Diddy Kong Racing and Mario Kart. Do you know what I'm saying? And real hardware, and I've got rare stuff in there as well, like rare stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? As well as rare stuff. But yeah, do you know what I'm saying? Like, and I bought that, and I'm like, that is kind of a better deal, like a much better deal. A much better deal. A much better deal. And it's like Sony, they have to match that. Sony definitely have to match that. They literally have to match that. I have to match what this guy is doing instead of talking to you guys. I mean, I don't know what the hell is going on. But you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? It's like Sony just half-stepped. And to tell the truth, that is what I've been playing for the past couple of days. It's so funny that after work and stuff like that, I've just been like reliving that summer where the N64 was my favorite console before I got the Dreamcast and kind of crashed that thing. Do you know what I'm saying? No, but I had 2 N64. I had a card full of N64 Hollow Moons and stuff like that, because I always have a mode and a phase where I treat these consoles as novelties and shit like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Where I'll just go for an N64 or a Sega Saturn phase and stuff like that, and just be like, yeah, this is all I want to play at the moment. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh my gosh, I want to play some Sega Saturn. I want to play some Virtual Fighter 2. Do you know what I'm saying? I want to play some Turok. I want to play some, do you know what I'm saying? Rising Zan. Shout outs to my people who know about that game. You know? When I think about the value, because that PlayStation Classic, it's not going to be worth anything. I don't know if they said it'll be limited edition, but I reckon they'll definitely decrease the price. £9 is way too much for that. Like, I just bought real hardware, the real cartridges. Look, listen. You can hear them here. Oops. Okay, they're falling down. You can hear them falling down as well. Light it was. You know what I'm saying? These, I'm not saying, oh, these are better than the games on the PlayStation Classic. I'm not dissing Sony when it comes to that at all. Sony, well, they're definitely better than the games on the PlayStation Classic. Let's keep it real. The games on the PlayStation Classic are shit. But, you know what I'm saying? I'm not like going on like, the N64 is better than the PlayStation. Hell no. Like, one thing that's, do you know what? Like, I've actually connected it up to my TV with a SCART cable and stuff like that, and I don't know why, and I don't know how Nintendo got away with the N64 and its graphics being so blurry. It looks like somebody rubbed Vaseline all over the polygons and stuff like that. I'm shocked and appalled. I'm literally shocked and appalled when I see that ish. Oh gee, that's what's up. We don't usually get to see G's up in here. But yeah, I thought that was my name on the other side. I thought it said Dior instead of Dojo. I was like, what? They got me. They got me tripping. Okay, this guy is an OG. He's been watching Smug. somebody else play. I can tell because he ain't doing that fireball like a lunatic. Oops. Nice. Yeah, he's been watching Smug. Oof. If that's what you want to do, sir? Nope. Oh, no dash punch. Come on, dog.
Round 2. Fight.
Okay. Yeah. So where was I anyway? Let's get back to the story. So look at that value, B. Look at that value. Look at the value for like just for £3 more. I basically got an N64 classic and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like a real hardware, plugs into the TV, not some small plastic-ish. You know what I'm saying? Which is essentially like a glorified USB drive, and they're trying to make man pay £90 for it. No, and if you're in America, it's even worse. You have to pay $100 for that. No way. Like I got the money for that. I'm not doing that. Like literally, and the thing is, real talk here, because this is how hardcore of a gamer I am. Yeah. So boom. Like I must have got the N64 and the 4 games. Like let's say by Saturday I had the N64 and about 8 games, yeah. So it's like I was like, and all that time I was thinking, am I gonna cancel it? Am I gonna really cancel it? Like really? Come on, man, this is the PlayStation Classic. And then also I thought, I started seeing all the good night. I started seeing all the good match. I started seeing all the negative press and stuff like that. Started seeing all the, just watching the reviews and stuff, and just really looking at it for what it was. It's just a plastic. They should call it the PlayStation plastic. It just looks like a PlayStation. I was like, nah, man, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. They didn't put any effort into it. That's my main thing, basically. They just put absolutely zero effort into it, and it looked like a cash grab. And when you're celebrating 20 years of PlayStation, just actually forget that. When you're giving a product to consumers and stuff like that, there's just no need to disrespect them. Just because it says PlayStation and the word plastic, they think that people are just gonna, you know what I'm saying, run out in droves and flock it, and it's like, no, sir. Like, I'm really happy that there's been certain YouTubers that has taken a stand against it. Do you know what I'm saying? Not like it's like the worst thing. Like this is like, trust me, there's been worse things that's been going on in gaming recently. Like that whole stuff with Fallout and all of that. That's a lot worse. Like Fallout is like one of the worst recent examples of games just delivering, like the gaming industry delivering a subpar product and expecting you to pay full price for it. But that being said, this is Sony, like, and this isn't just any product. This is supposed to be a classic console. As I said, watch the effort that Nintendo put into theirs and stuff like that. Like, it's certain things, it's the extra nice touches, yeah, that make these consoles, yeah, nice cancel. It's the extra thing that, it's these extra nice touches that make these consoles like viable, very nice, that make these consoles, you know, that must-have item and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Anyone can any massive corporation can make a games console. what makes it successful is does it have the right elements to make it, do you know what I'm saying, feel like something that we need to have. Uh-oh, he's getting mixed up. Don't get mixed up. Oh. Oh. Goodbye, jump bitch. Oh, he dashed into it.
You win.
You won't hear the full takedown. Oh no, more like less faint. Oh no, the disrespectfulness of Balrog. Okay, let me check out the comments. Hold on. Oh, shoutouts to Barrel Bob. What is going on? Yeah, hope you are okay, Barrel Bob. Hope everything's going good with you. Yeah, but yeah, it is what it is. That's what I'm saying. What you said there makes a lot more sense. It makes a lot more sense to buy the actual unit, and I've still got my unit working, and that's not in storage. So you know, it's like I might as well use that. If I want to get nostalgia, I can actually use the actual console, which makes more sense. Like, and here's the thing, I'm not saying I don't want it. It's just not it just doesn't make sense for that price, man. Or if like that model does it, like they shouldn't have released that. But if I am going to buy, if that's what they're releasing, they shouldn't release it at that price. It just reeks of cash grab. It just reeks of, you know what I'm saying? They're doing it because they can. And it's like, no, that's not why you should do things, isn't it? You know? I'm fighting one of the top Zangiefs in Europe. Yeah. Yeah.
Round one.
Alright. Battle of hard punch. Okay. The battle of jumping. Okay. Okay. I did not know he was going to be on that side. Nope. Oh my gosh, no cross up. Oh, whatever, dude. That is so not fair. And why did I... okay, this is a different character. Landing flames, yay, hooray. Oh, thank you for not coming out with the dash punch and instead of coming out with up. Oh my gosh. And I was holding up. Damn you, Zangief. You're cheap as hell. Damn you, Zangief. So yeah,
Round one.
But the actual hardware now, man. The actual N64. Oh my gosh. Absolute ridiculous. Why is anti-air trading? And thank you for not making my actual move come up. It would have been my KO if my move actually came out. Oh. Oh my god, lovely. Oh, that was supposed to be neutral jump. I hate this controller. That was supposed to be neutral jump. Can't believe this controller, yo. It's the worst. If I get my league back up, I'm gonna cut out on this dude just to make him mad.
Your league has moved up. Ultra Silver.
Bye, dude. Alright, guys, that's enough. I don't want this video to run too long. I'm gonna make another video though. So I'm gonna stream Street Fighter for a little bit longer, about half an hour. Then I'm gonna get to bed. Some good rice. But yeah, thank you for rocking out with me. Hopefully you'll come by my next stream. That's gonna start in about the next 2 seconds. And yeah, man. No, I don't want to hate on the PlayStation Classic. If you got it and you enjoy it, that's you. I really hope you really do enjoy it. But it's just not for me. I like to think I've just gotten that little bit wiser right now, man. Even though I spent a heck of a lot of money on N64 stuff now that I think about it. It's crazy. But anyway. Also went to a lot of dinners as well over the weekend as well. It's crazy. I think I spent about more money in dinner than I did on N64. But that's another story. That's another story. But anyway, have a good week. If you stay to watch my Street Fighter stream after, I appreciate that. And yeah, holla at your boy. Peace. Oh yeah, shout outs to Barrel Bob. Shout out to Barrel Bob. You need to come through to more of my videos and more of my streams, homie. You need to come through to more of my streams. Leave more comments. It's always good to hear from you, man. Shout out to Barrel Bob. Alright? And pour some of this really sweet sky juice. Alright, have a brilliant evening. Wherever you are. Peace.